Hi everyone, it is Kate from the Fold Line. I am back this week to talk all things Sewing Bee. If you haven't watched the Sewing Bee yet this week, please do not watch this video, go and watch the show and then come back to us because basically it's stuffed full of spoilers. So this week was all things activewear and animals. It was quite a bizarre week, I have to say. I don't know about you guys, but I'm finding the challenges each week are brutal. Like making a swimsuit, that's a really tough challenge, and using the cover stitch machine, I don't envy them. I think I'd have fallen apart if it was me. So I'm going to get cracking and talk to you about some amazing pattern picks that we've got for you. So I'm going to start with the first challenge, which was the swimsuit challenge. This was, hard, really hard, and I've really felt for them how much everyone was struggling with it. I've got the most fantastic pattern. It's almost exactly the same. As I've said in past videos, unfortunately, because of the BBC, we're not allowed to put up any images from the show. I would love to show you a line drawing of the swimsuit, but I'm not allowed to. So it was quite a classic sort of 50s shape. The pattern that I found, which is so similar, is the Butterick 6358. It's got the sort of two panels, the kind of panel down the front. It's got a little sort of like 1950s tie at the front. It's really, really similar. The only difference around the back is it's got an open back, which of course you could just not have if you didn't want to. I just thought this was very cute. It's got a little seam down the front, and the paneling is great for helping with shaping. So I thought this was really, really close. The other one I wanted to include, which is, it's quite similar, but I thought it was quite a fun one. It's the Venaza two-piece bikini from the Friday Pattern Company. So this is actually a bikini rather than a swimming costume, but it's almost like a slightly more modern version of the one in the show. So it's got that tie at the front, but it has less of a vintage feel. So I was thinking if anyone wanted to make something like that with a bit of a tie at the front, but didn't want that sort of really classic 50s shape, this swimsuit might be a really nice way to go. So that is the first challenge done. The next challenge, which I have to say was probably the most ridiculous one so far, was the upcycling challenge, which was making an outfit for a sausage dog. I don't know about anyone else, but I do not believe for one second that sausage dog belonged to Patrick Grant, because he looked so awkward with it when he was holding it. It's definitely a little stunt dog. So I've got three little outfits I'm going to talk to you about dog outfits, which, I just thought it was quite fun to include some. The last one, I just included it because the outfit is so ridiculous. So the first one is the Poppy dog coat from Poppy and Jazz. This is part of Sew Over It's, huge bank of patterns. I thought this is like a really classic dog coat shape. Very simple to make. Really cute. You could whip this up in half an hour for sure. I like this one because I think it would be very easy for a kind of real beginner to make this one. So that's like your classic basic dog coat from an independent designer. I've got another classic dog coat from the Big Four. So this is Simplicity 8538. Again, classic selection of shapes of dogs. So I suppose if you've got a bigger dog, I think this comes in a bigger size range of shapes of dogs for you. So if you've got a less standard dog shape like a sausage dog or a really big dog, I think this might be the pattern to go for, because it's your classic coat shape. It's got this nice wraparound feature. It means it's going to be really easy to get it in and out, and there's also lots of options to customize with this one. Right, my favourite of the dog patterns. This is just so ridiculous. I just had to put it in. This is the McCall's 7796, and I just love that basically it's a little army outfit for a dog. I know this almost has nothing to do with the ones in the show, but I just thought it was absolutely hilarious. I kind of put this one in because it has a hat, and there were a couple of people who made little hoods with ear flaps for the dog, and I thought this was quite similar. And basically I just wanted to put a picture in of a dog looking totally ridiculous. I mean, can we just appreciate the leopard print version of this? I mean, it's next level, isn't it? So anyway, moving on. So I'm now going to talk to you about the final challenge, which was making a tracksuit, a men's tracksuit. I thought this was quite a hard challenge again, but they all absolutely nailed it. So the first pattern I'm going to talk to you about is, I think this is Leah. So Leah made a sort of lightweight shell suit. It definitely had a slight feel, it could have been worn by like someone. It felt like almost like an Olympics sort of outfit, the way it's all the seam lines. I found one that I thought was pretty close actually. It's the McCall 7486. The only difference is that I think she put a zip down the centre front, but it's got those side panels that she had in her piece. It comes with these quite cool bottoms as well, which are very, very similar to the kind of cut lines in Leah's one. So I'm pretty sure that this is what she used as her base pattern for the men's one. Next up we have got Alexi. This was actually quite easy for us because they put a little picture of the cover of the pattern, so that was great because I could then go off and actually find it. So this is the Quick Sew 4032. He made sort of the picture is definitely in the fleece bank of sportswear. But yeah, this was definitely the pattern that he used. It's quite a nice one. I mean, the picture of this in fleece, he actually really elevated it using kind of more interesting fabrics. You could make this in a scuba and it would look completely different. I thought this was actually quite a nice sort of standard men's pattern. You could totally make this in a sweatshirting, and you could wear it as, you know, just as like a top, and then you could also make it in something actual proper sportswear and use it when you're actually out and about going running. So yeah, I thought that was pretty close. Next up we have got, so you're going to have to forgive me, I'm looking at my laptop here. So we've got Juliet, Ricardo, Juliet and Ricardo. They had, and there was someone else and I can't remember who it was. Forgive me. They had basically bomber jackets with a pair of tracksuit bottoms. I found two really lovely bomber jackets and I thought I'd include both of them. So the first one is the Vogue 9353. This, I really love the shape. I think you could totally rock this, not as a sportswear item. I think it's really lovely shape. The only difference at this one is quilted, which is completely up to you. You could quilt it, you could buy quilted fabric, or you could just ignore it and make it in like a whatever you wanted really. So yeah, I thought this was a really, really good basic bomber jacket. The next one, I kind of wanted to put this in because you can make this in, this is a unisex pattern. I thought that was quite interesting. This is the McCall's 7637. I really like this shape. It's a kind of a hoodie option. It comes with a hoodie option, a bomber option. Let me just pull up the line drawing so it's very hard to see. Yeah, so it's a kind of a bit of everything. So this pattern to me seems like the kind of go-to, because you can make it for you can make it for your other half, you can make it for, you know, a teenage son. I thought it was a really versatile pattern and you could use it in lots of different ways. So that was probably my favourite of all the patterns that I'm featuring today. So last but not least, whose is Jen. So Jen's was the star make this week, and it was actually quite difficult. It had these really interesting seam lines within kind of inbuilt pockets. I looked high and low and I couldn't find anything similar. So I'm thinking that she used a pattern, bought pattern, and then changed it up to make it how she wanted it. So there are two patterns which are quite nice, sort of general kind of hoodie patterns, which I thought might be useful for people, so I put two in. So the first one is the Burda 6718. This is a classic hoodie. Obviously Jen's had a zip down the front, which is easy enough to add, but yeah, this is a classic men's hoodie pattern. The other one I included because I wanted to have something that wasn't one of the independent patterns is from Jarly, and it's the Frederick hoodie, which is 3884. I thought this would work really nicely. It's got nice seam lines on this pattern, and yeah, it kind of, I guess it's a little bit younger than some of the other shapes, so I thought I'd include that. It also comes with an option to make it for boys as well, so again, you get quite a lot of value for money on this one. Right, that is it for me today. I am going to love you and leave you. I should probably make almost like a public service announcement. I am moving house tomorrow morning, so this is the last time we'll be filming with the spotty wall, which is yeah, a bit of a sad moment, but yeah, I'm definitely having those moments where the entire house is full of boxes. This is like the last little bit of wall that actually looks kind of presentable. So yeah, I'm now going to go and put my entire fabric hoard in boxes. Wish me luck. See you next week. Bye.